Hey, everybody. We are live with Higher Military Hot Jobs. It's Amber Pitkin and I here joining you today. How are you doing today, Amber?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fine. Just for everybody dialing in, Lucy Robinson's not here and Olivia's not behind the scenes. So right now, Amber and I are unsupervised and absolutely out of control, but it's going to be a fun session today. If you are joining us, please let us know where you're dialing in from. Are you in Texas? Are you in Alaska? Are you in North Carolina like Lucy Robinson now is? We'd love to hear from you. And if you are interested in a certain type of role, drop that in there as well. A lot of people take note of what the comments are in this and we'll reach out to you. But as we get started, I always like to start these episodes with some tips, some thoughts on the transition, SkillBridge, LinkedIn. And so the first thing that I want to start off with today is an exciting new change on LinkedIn. I know you're excited as much as I am, Amber, and that is just last week, the LinkedIn for Good team, the social impact team, just made LinkedIn Premium available for service members throughout their military career. So active, guard, and reserve. Get it 1 year at a time throughout their entire military career. So if you are at 18 years and you sign up for your LinkedIn Premium, you'll get 1 year. And then if that expires at 19 years, you sign up again, you'll get 1 year. And then what a lot of people don't realize is you get 1 year as a veteran. So once you're out, if you need it still, you can sign up for your other 3 years as a veteran. And oh, wait, everyone's also asking about military spouses. Well, military spouses get it every PCS. And they get it, I think it's 6 or 9 months before separation at the same link. Let me throw it up here. Boom. You should see it right there under my name, linkedin.com/military. If you type that in, it'll take you right to their social impact arm. And you can go ahead and either click on service members, military spouses, or veterans to go ahead and pursue your angle. What do you think about that, Amber?
I think it's fantastic. I actually didn't even know about the free LinkedIn until I was already probably about halfway through the year before my transition. So I think if I had had a year out to start, or even 2 years to start networking and talking with people, I just think it would have been fantastic. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. And I love all the extra stuff you get from Premium. It's like you don't need it to use LinkedIn, but it makes it so much easier for the job seeker. So for me, it's the unlimited searches. I mean, you can go out and search. There's the AI generated messages. So if you're sending a message to somebody you want to connect with, you can click AI assist 15 times a month and get an AI generated message. You can recycle a few times. There's the premium insights in the jobs. There's the interview prep, additional videos that you can watch. I mean, there's just, as a tool, it gives us the ability to expand our network where we need it. And, I don't think there's a much better or a much bigger fan of LinkedIn in the military and veteran space than I am. So I'm glad. And all thanks goes to Corey Boatwright, the LinkedIn head of veterans programs for LinkedIn. He's been working this for years. And so I appreciate everything he does on our behalf. So the next topic is SkillBridge. And just wanted to throw out a little educational session on SkillBridge for everyone out there. And just for the people that are dialing in, because not everybody understands what SkillBridge is. So the DoD SkillBridge program, which also is known by the Army Career Skills Program, of course, the Army has to rename it, is a program that was mandated by Congress. And what it allows is for transitioning active duty service members or reservists on active duty orders to do internships, apprenticeship, OJT, job shadowing, or training opportunities that within the last 180 days of their service. So it has to start and finish within the last 180 days of service. And here's the catch. It is supposed to have a high probability of continued employment on the back end. So ideally, it is an opportunity that's going to help someone get meaningful employment instead of just finishing it and not having a job. It doesn't guarantee anything, right? And that's why I wanted to turn it over to you, Amber. What are your thoughts on this? And what is your experience?
So first I'll say so tying back into the LinkedIn being available earlier now for service members, I think this is really important to tie into the skill bridge process, because one of the things that I think as a transitioning service member you should be doing is doing a lot of research prior to even accepting a skill bridge opportunity. We always say don't put all your eggs in one basket. You should be out there talking with recruiters, talking with people who are interning for companies that you're interested in now. I can tell you I got on calls with people who I had interviewed with certain companies, and I asked what for any intern name that they could reference me to so I could have a conversation with them to see how they liked their internship. And I had great conversations. I got great feedback, and I got really candid feedback too. And that's important. Because really at the end of the day, not only are you doing your research in trying to figure out what the best company is for you, the company is doing the same thing. And this goes into what Mike was saying as far as, the probability of a full-time offer should be there at the end, right? It should have a high probability. However, you do need to ask that question. So definitely make sure when you're interviewing with companies, during the interview process, you ask, do you have headcount for me at the end? If I do a great job, if I meet expectations, or if there's a quota or metrics that I'm being held to, what are those? Making sure that you're meeting all of those, that will give you the high probability for a job offer at the end. Again, it's not just a matter of applying for a skill bridge and automatically, you have a job at the end. You do have to perform, and you have to perform well. And oftentimes we don't see people do a bad job. I mean, 99.9% of the time, people, our veterans and transitioning service members are fantastic. And that's why we present them to these companies that we work with. And so, but again, we just want to make sure that you all know, do your homework, ask the questions, be be candid about it, because this is your future. And you want to know that answer going in. And if it's not right for you, then again, there are tons of opportunities out there. And that's why you should be looking well in advance. Yeah.
Well, and I agree. I'm a big proponent of apply for everything that might fit you. So like go to hiremilitary.us, join our interns talent base, go through and search current internships, go down to your transition center and see what local ones are. If you're moving somewhere else, go to the base nearest them, call the base transition center nearest them and see what they have available. We've got our friends at Allegiant Vets, you've got Hiring Our Heroes Corporate Fellowship Program, you've got Heroes Make America. I'm a big fan of applying for everything that fits and choosing the best opportunity for you. Now, I've also seen multiple types of skill bridge, right? And there's a difference in it. So for us, all of ours have high potential for continued employment. We've got a 97% job offer rate because they've been crafted with a job at the end. So we want our companies to have headcount at the end, right? That means they have job availability at the end when they start it. So if it's a training opportunity, they're training you for a job, fully expecting you, if you perform well, to give you a job offer at the end. If you're going into a job, you're working for a hiring manager for 3 to 4 months, typically full-time as a member of that team. If you hit the ground running like a typical veteran, like you're just going to kill it and get that job offer. They're not going to let you walk, right? Now, some of the other ones that are great out there, there's training opportunities out there, right? So go in there, knock the training out of the park, but it's up to you to devote the time and energy to network, to get the conversations, to grow in the directions you need to go. And then, there's some that are opportunities that are mostly training within larger companies. Well, a lot of people I've seen, they've gone and done these and they're like, well, I didn't get a job offer. And I have to go back and say, well, how hard did you network within that company, right? So while you're doing the things you have an opportunity from the inside to ask for phone calls. You have an opportunity to ask for cups of coffee from within their company. And you have an opportunity to volunteer to do more stuff. And so you just really have to just knock it out of the park on that. So that's my take on it. And I will tell people, I have a post going out at 3:00 that talks about my decision-making getting out. I will tell people you've got to have a 5-year plan, right? Don't just look at that first opportunity, right? How is it going to grow you? How is it going to fill gaps? How is it going to launch you to the next? I got to go this way. How is it going to launch you to the next opportunity? So I took my first job when I had an offer from the second company. I had 2 offers. The second company was a much bigger company. I took the first job. I killed it for a year. And then I went to company number 2 at a higher level. It would have taken me 3 to 5 years to get there had I started at company number level 2. So it's about thinking about how these jobs are going to grow you along the way. That's a lot right there. I guess the only last thing I'll add is I just want to talk a little bit about branding, right? And the transition. So I think a key component of the military transition is career exploration. Like if you are going to make yourself a best candidate for a job, then you have to know what the recruiters and hiring managers in that job are looking for, right? So if you want to go into HR and you want to go into manufacturing, then you have to know what HR professionals in manufacturing do so you can speak to those problems, which is different than consulting, which is different than tech, right? There's some similarities. If you want to go into project management, if you want to go whatever the jobs are. And so one of the challenges I see is that a lot of military leaders start their transition a year out, they go to TAB, they get told to make a LinkedIn, and they start translating stuff. And so they start saying project program manager, operations, logistics, training, leader development, or servant leader, or whatever, right? And unfortunately, what that does is it muddies the waters. So I don't know what I have in common with you. I don't actually know you're a veteran. Nobody does, right? And sometimes you put the wrong titles on there, it could be a put off. You could put like HR executive, and people are like, oh my God, they're going to be difficult, right? Because you're going to have to tell them that that's not what they are right now. And so my advice to everybody, and I'll turn it over to you for thoughts, Amber, and then we'll get into the good stuff. My advice for people early in their transition, when you set up a LinkedIn profile, is to set up your profile to who you are now. So if you're a first sergeant at this company, right? Or in this organization, if you're a commander, if you're an operations officer, if you're, platoon sergeant, if you're a seaman, whatever it is, chief petty officer, a recruiter, whatever, make your profile reflect your professional identity in the military. So this is my current job title. Here's my last bunch of jobs. Here's my education, whatever it is. Good smiling photo. It could be in uniform or out of uniform. It's up to you. And then focus on reaching out to veterans for advice, to connect, for mentorship, because they'll get it at a glance. Like I can see who you are, that you put effort into your profile and what we have in common. I'm much more likely to hop on a call with a first sergeant or a sergeant major or a commander or whatever than I am with the project management executive and all the other job stuff. It's a lot easier. It stands out. It tells us in common. And then as you do the career exploration and figure out what you want to do, because you talk to people about what a day at work is like in those jobs, and you find out what their challenges are, what their metrics they track, all the things you need to be able to make yourself the best candidate. Once you figure that out, then you can tweak it. And bonus, you'll have, a group of mentors that can help you along the way. What are your thoughts, Amber?
No, absolutely. I would just add to that, there are resources out there to help you transition as far as getting mentorship, like American Corporate Partners and Veterati. I used both of those. I had a mentor for a year. He was fantastic. We had monthly calls. He helped me with my resume, my interview skills, and we really talked candidly about the job industry. And then Veterati is an open platform where you can go find people that you want to have calls with and just get on their calendar. And I had amazing conversations and learned a lot from veterans who transitioned before me. So don't recreate the wheel. It's already out there. People have already created, platforms and ways for you to network and really get true mentorship in this space.
Great point. And I'm on the advisory council for ACP, American Corporate Partners. So, I'm a big fan. I'll also recommend Hire Here's USA for resume support. Yoso Transitions for all-encompassing support. They've got companies. They've got like 4Block. There's just a whole bunch out there that are there to support. And the thing about Veterati is they don't give you don't have to exchange phone numbers. They do it for you. So, but I will add, if you're connected to someone, you can just do a message via LinkedIn as well. You can schedule a video chat on LinkedIn. So, I don't like to come off of LinkedIn that often. So, Amber, I guess now we get to the part. I mean, people aren't here to listen to me talk. They want to know what jobs you have. So, are we turning it over to you?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Right. I got all the jobs. All right, everyone. So we're going to get started with the jobs. I'm going to start with our direct hire community. So those people who are available to work within the next, we'll say 1 to 2 months. Okay. Or actively looking for a job currently. So the first job I'm going to talk about, we are working with a national food services company. They are fantastic. They want to bring veterans on board to help run all of their operations. So they basically provide ready-to-go food kiosks to major grocery stores. So think all your sushi, your pre-sliced fruits, veggies, within the Kroger, Publix type grocery stores. So they're looking for regional managers all over. So Louisville, Kentucky, Detroit, Michigan, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Farmers Branch, Texas, which is actually right outside of Dallas, Denver, Colorado, and Indianapolis, Indiana, to name a few. So if you are interested in running one of those franchises, definitely reach out. Let us know. We'll share the link with you. Additionally, the same company is also looking for several other positions within their organization. So they are looking for HR coordinator in Farmers Branch, Texas, again, outside of Dallas, franchise sales manager, national training specialist. Now, I will say the national training specialist is pretty cool because you do get to travel to some of the other locations to make sure that people are getting their training and, that you're incorporating company updates within the local franchises. And you really get a hands-on approach when it comes to how they grow within their franchise. They are also looking for an accounting manager and a warehouse NetSuite coordinator. And this is all in the northeast part of Dallas in Farmers Branch. So if you are interested, let us know. We also are looking for a national training specialist. If you happen to be in California, we're looking for one in the Los Angeles area. And we do actually have a remote position for the national training specialist. Now, I will say with that position, that does require a lot of travel. So if you are loving flying, driving, whatever, and you want to travel all over, yes, that job is for you because that is basically the main national training specialist for the company. So if you're interested, just let us know and we will share the links after the live broadcast because unfortunately during the live broadcast, it will get taken down by LinkedIn. Unfortunately, we can't do it live, but we will comment afterwards with the link directly.
Can I add something to this real quick? I just want to say, knowing the company, GBC Food Services, $200 million a year company that is expected to grow to $500 million a year in the next 3 years. So I will say these are incredible opportunities to get into a company that is growing fast. And if you haven't gone into a large grocery store or a supermarket and grabbed sushi or some, the cut fruits or cut veggies or like boar's head sandwiches or sliced meat, like I don't know what rock you've been under because I do it all the time. And so I think it's an incredible opportunity to join a company that has a lot of upward mobility.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So our next role is a great one. And I know Mike's going to have a lot to say about this role. So we are looking for managers and senior managers. This is a hybrid role in the DC metro area. So we are looking for someone to support a long-term contract working with one of the four big accounting firms. So we're talking Deloitte, KPMG, EY, PwC. Basically, you will be part of a fixed-term contract supporting the U.S. Army and internal auditing projects. You will also be expected to lead and guide teams and clients in the internal audits to accomplish overall objectives. They are looking for someone with an interim or a secret clearance alongside a degree in accounting, finance, IT, or business management, and 4 years experience. And ideally, they would like someone who has certifications, either CISA, CDFM, CGFM, or a CPA. Do you want to
Oh,
add
you waiting
anything?
for me?
Yes, I was.
It's making it awkward. No, I think it's so. I mean, I worked on this project for 2.25 years. I loved every minute of it. You're helping the Army become auditable, and I don't know anybody that didn't walk away when I got out with a whole tough box full of equipment that they signed for, never used, and they wouldn't take back. And so when you think about such an incredible mission, and just such a lot of work that still needs to be done, this is a great opportunity to do something you love that supports the Army after getting out. So, you really just need to understand financial management. You have to have financial management experience and basically have an MBA or one of the other degrees, and just the passion to give back. And the great news is it's hybrid. So you get to go in the office a couple of days, and then you get to work remote a couple others. And it was such an incredible experience that I couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's an incredible launch pad into a career that will blow your mind.
Absolutely. All right. So if you're interested in that, like Krista's in the chat. So if you're interested in a role, just put that role in the chat and we will follow up with you right after. Our last direct hire role that I'm going to mention, and again, this is just a few of what we have on our website. Definitely go to hiremilitary.us. It's right there. And check out all of our roles. We have much more than this. So the next one is an executive assistant. This is out of Arlington, Virginia. We are recruiting a self-motivated, organized, detail-oriented executive assistant. Now, when I say executive assistant, I'm talking like aide de camp. So you are going to provide high-level administrative support to the president and CEO of this company. So they're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree or equivalent work experience, 3 years of administrative support or executive assistance in an office setting or a senior military environment. Senior military officers who have executive experience are absolutely sought after. So if you have that experience, please think about applying. This is a great role. And if you have questions about this role specifically, you are more than welcome to reach out to us and we can answer any of your questions.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and say this is like being an aide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not executive assistant. That's what the title is, but this is being an aide, to someone at the level of a general officer level. And so if you have that experience, the comp package is fantastic as well. So I would definitely consider it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So again, those are our direct hire roles. I'm going to move on to our SkillBridge. I know we talked a little bit about SkillBridge at the beginning, so I'll just reiterate. SkillBridge is for transitioning service members within their last 180 days of service. So unfortunately, I know we get the question all the time, what if I'm already out? What if I got out last year? I only have a month left. Unfortunately, most of our companies that we work with, when they're looking to bring on an intern, they do want at least 90 days. We can work with a little less than that depending on the company. So if you have any specific questions, do reach out. We'll be happy to answer. Most importantly, talk to your command team. Make sure that they're good. They are aware that you want to participate in SkillBridge and they know your intentions, and you start early. Because again, like we talked about earlier, you definitely want to do your research before, getting out there and committing to a SkillBridge role. So the first role I have, we talked about GBC food services earlier. They are hiring on the direct hire side, but they are also wanting to bring on SkillBridge interns. This opportunity is so exciting. I personally was always fascinated with owning my own business. So if you are interested in owning your own company, you are a little nervous. You've gone to the entrepreneur classes and you're not quite sure if you're ready to jump in with the financial side or how to start or any of the things that go along with it. This is the opportunity for you. They want to bring on interns in all the major cities across the United States. We have them all listed on our website. Too many to mention right here. So definitely go check it out. to basically learn how to be a business owner, learn how to run the kiosks, learn how the business works, the financials, the advertising, the marketing. I mean, everything from the top all the way down to the daily tasks that it takes to run that kiosk in those stores. So if you are interested in learning about the business side of this company, definitely this is a role for you. 3 months. I mean, 3 months you're getting in on a company to learn how to be an entrepreneur. That's it. They're going to teach you everything.
I can't echo that enough. If you are even remotely considering entrepreneurship or owning a business, there's no better opportunity than, hey, here, run this business with our support for the next 3 months. Look at the financials, look at the hours, look at what you're doing, and then at the end, decide if you want it or not. Like, mind blowing. And I'm so excited for this opportunity. Like, we should be getting inundated with people saying, hey, I would love this opportunity, because even if you decide you don't want it, you've just gained and like probably the equivalent of an MBA in business experience, because you're doing all the things that require a successful business for a period of time. So I know a lot of the lifelong learning people are going to get mad at me and say like, no, you didn't. But like, whatever. Like, I will take running a business over learning it in school any day. And maybe you have both. In that case, you're better suited. So I can't say it enough. Get onto our page and check these out. Reach out to Amber if you have questions. Like, take advantage of this opportunity.
Yep. Nope. Perfect. I love it. And like Mike said, like I would have loved to take what I learned in school and apply it to the business side to actually see what it looked like in the real world, as opposed to just reading the definition in the textbook. So this is an opportunity. Definitely message me with any questions. The next role I have is an account executive. This is inside sales. So we are looking for someone to be an inside sales representative with GetScale. So GetScale offers their clients end-to-end customer acquisition and recruitment services, meaning they help some of the fastest growing companies and businesses out there find and retain either customers, students. They work with educational institutions, workers, or even help people with their own business ventures. So they are looking for sales representatives who can help them build their recruiting initiatives. This is a high volume role where you will provide inbound and outbound outreach to prospects. You'll do daily and monthly customer contacts. It is a hybrid schedule. So in Austin, Texas, you'll work a couple days in the office, a couple days at home. And they are looking for people who are committed, coachable, definitely want to influence and have high energy, because sales is probably one of the fastest growing industries I've seen in this job in the last year, honestly.
Yeah. Here's the other part of this. If you ever want to be an executive, you've got to understand sales. You've got to understand business development. And so if you're not thinking the entrepreneurship role, you got to understand that businesses run on money, and the people that can drive revenue are the ones that get compensated the most, that grow the fastest, and everything else like that. So this is another opportunity to like dive in head first into a sales role, get into your place of discomfort and learn best practices, and then see how much you like it. I can't, like, again, but I'm all about put in the work and find your success. And this is a great opportunity for them to help you fill some of those gaps. So thanks for sharing that, Amber.
Of course, of course. And the last role I will share quickly as we are coming to an end, we are still looking for those who are interested in becoming an AWS solutions architect. This is a remote position for the SkillBridge opportunity. So let me share a little bit more details about this position. So we are working with Skillstorm. They have created a cohort that will start on the 22nd of July, and it runs through the 11th of October. So that is 12 weeks of SkillBridge internship with Skillstorm, where you're going to learn different skills that will prepare you for certain certifications such as A+, Sec+, Net+, and that is 12 weeks. Once you're done with that 12 weeks of SkillBridge training, you're going to roll into 12 weeks of paid training. So this training is remote. This will expand upon that initial foundational training where you're kind of learning the industry, you're learning the certification prep, and you're going to get deeper into the AWS side where you're going to learn how to become an architect. An AWS solutions architect. Once you are done with that 12 weeks, you will be assigned to a company on contract for 2 years, either in the DC metro area or San Antonio. Now, the permanent role is on site, so keep that in mind. If you are not available to the DC metro area or San Antonio, I would definitely not consider this role. They do require, now I will say this is the one thing you have to have, and we cannot negotiate on this one. You do have to have an active top secret clearance in hand to do this. We can't work around that in any other way. So if you have a top secret clearance, you want to get into IT, you want to get trained and literally be handed off to a contract to work full time, definitely reach out. I would love to have a chat with you. Even if you don't meet the 22 July start date, still reach out to myself or Lucy Robinson. We would love to talk to you anyway, just to kind of see, when you are available and kind of maybe if we have stuff in the future, maybe we can share that with you. So definitely take a look at that on our website.
And I'm a huge fan of this because in this case, this is one of the training programs that you don't need to have like a high level of tech experience in the front end. You just have to under the basics of working a computer and the will to learn. And what's exciting about this is there are other programs out there that will train you. This one trains you and then puts you into a job, right? So really, if you Google AWS solutions architect salaries, and you start looking at clearances in these areas, in 3 to 5 years, you could be making well north of $200,000 a year, like that. And so I know, right? So I mean, this is an incredible opportunity. So the first cohort starts July 22nd. Get on that. We're rapidly approaching that date. If you're interested, tell your friends. You could probably join it together. The other part I will say is that there will probably be future cohorts. So join the talent pool. Send out a note to Lucy and Amber if you're interested in getting onto that on the list for future cohorts and take advantage of that. So Amber, we got anything else?
No,
I know we're like 2 or 3 minutes over. No more?
No, that's it for today. But we have tons on our website, highmilitary.us. Definitely go check it out.
They trained you to say that. I was going to keep us late because neither Lucy or Olivia is here to shut us down. So
I know.
No, I want to say thank you to all of our alliance partners. The companies that partner with us to share these roles, these opportunities, and highlight the amazing things that they're doing for our community. And Amber, thank you for putting up with me for the last 35 minutes or so. And hey, everybody, reach out to us if you need help. Reach out. I mean, I can't answer all the messages, but I know that there's a lot of opportunities on our website. There's a job seeker resources page on our website. It has a lot of cool tips. And I've got a bunch of Mastering LinkedIn webinars coming up you can attend. So thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of your week.